Hello, it's your boy Martin, and today I'm going to be making a video about Sakura, the legendary shinobi of Team 7, the same team as Naruto and Sasuke, trained by the legendary Kakashi Hatake, the man with a mask, the man with a task. Later on she was further trained by the legendary Kunoichi that started a completely brand new field within the shinobi world. Across the shinobi world with a revolutionary medical ninjutsu and an advanced chakra control descending from the descending from the Senju clan, Lady Tsunade. Fucking mental, fucking legendary. That's why we appreciate Sakura, lads. So we're going to be talking about what she can do and what she could potentially do, especially if Kishimoto did not back her. So we're going to be starting off with what she can do. So in regards to what Sakura can do, she is immune to most genjutsu. She can catch ninjutsu with her own hand, apply her own chakra, for example with a fire style, and then create devastation with the returning jutsu that would entail. She can apply chakra to buildings and map them out using her mind to find hidden rooms, threats and traps. She can nullify a lot of otherwise fatal and dangerous attacks by applying chakra to an area of her body. So for example, if she was facing a powerful taijutsu user of a high joining caliber level at least, she could just plausibly just concentrate her chakra within her left shoulder and what? My shoulder's not affected, mate. So that's what Sakura would probably say. She could heal herself more than 100 times with a Byakuya seal, and with the mitonic regeneration, she's like impermeable to essentially most attacks, as we see with Lady Tsunade against Madara Susanoo. She could put seals on armor and absorb ninjutsu and taijutsu, which would then strengthen the armor. She could do this with the samurai armor, or something more in line with the knight's armor, which I feel like would be more effective, but there are literally no knights in fucking Naruto, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, if she had a Byakugan, she could theoretically see further, and if she had the Byakugan straight ahead and 360 degrees, just using her advanced and refined chakra control, where she's able to concentrate it to a point. Especially if she had the Byakuya seal activated. If she had the Byakuya seal activated, I think she could plausibly use the precognitive abilities that Kaguya could use. She could read minds and see into the future, and she was able to reflect genjutsu, so she was able to use the Byakugan to just increase the range and effectiveness of the Sharingan's ability. So that could just work in conjunction with genjutsu. If Sakura could use it at a high level, she could place seals on books and a seal on her hand, which is then paired with her nervous system, which is attached to her mind. And once she activates the hand seals, puts her hand on the book, she can instantly absorb a large amount of information, or all the information stored within that book straight away. So pretty good stuff, mate. So pretty good stuff. She could use her advanced chakra control to travel long distances more effectively. And she could absorb the excess energy just within like a seal on her foot, and she could just cover that ground just with every step. This would make her far more effective at close range, especially if she needed nimble foot movements, and she could just theoretically just evade high-level joning, such as what was previously a joning, Kakashi Hatake and Might Guy. She could theoretically train a lot longer than even shinobi with higher chakra reserves, especially in taijutsu and ninjutsu, due to her exceptional chakra control. She wouldn't be getting tired. She wouldn't be like, oh mate, I'm already tired, I've already exhausted my chakra, my body, like I can't concentrate anymore, like I'm gonna collapse. She's gonna be like, yes, I'm alert, I'm learning these various types of jutsu, and she could plausibly even learn high level genjutsu, which would require a higher concentration and denser and more concentrated amount of chakra, which requires a greater amount of refinement. She can place a seal on herself, which when it is activated will make her a lot faster than opponents. She not only could she just put this theoretically just on her feet, she could just put the seal on her body, and it could just expand outwards. It could just like expand like waves just spreading outward, and then like once activated, it would just kind of enclose and should be able to move faster than certain opponents basically. Like if she was fighting against her opponent, and this is her opponent, he's a cargo level threat, she can activate the seal, and then she can just move around, dart, and then just finish off her opponent. Her opponent's done for. The opponent isn't just going to be resting in pieces. Resting in peace. He's going to be resting in pieces, lads. So she could just theoretically jump a lot higher just because of her chakra control. Due to her exceptional chakra control, she could concentrate more chakra on her feet and more chakra in her legs, and she could just jump a lot higher. And she could just theoretically just increase that with seals. She can place seals on her hands and feet, which will further speed her up, and she can just incorporate elemental style jutsu. So she can use fire style, earth style, and water style. So she could combine earth style and water style to create an environment in tandem with seals on her feet to travel a lot faster, and she'll be able to fight more effectively on this service than other shinobi of a certain caliber due to her advanced chakra control. So very exciting, lads. I hope you're jumping up and down. Please jump up and down. She could place a seal on Rock Lee, which can absorb excess energy from the 8 inner gates. She could do the same with Naruto with Sage Mode and Kyuubi Mode, and Sasuke with the Susanoo and plausibly large-scale jutsu. She can work with a ninjutsu seals experts, etc. like Ido Tensei Kushima, or like a specialist joining within that area to make advanced seals and scrolls which can store more chakra for more advanced jutsu than you would generally expect. And she can create scrolls, for example genjutsu scrolls, which we would never have seen before, so it could be very exciting. She could place a seal on Naruto, so even when he was using, even if he's like sitting in his office all day, he can just use his excess energy to have his clones build up nature chakra, and once those clones pop, the energy would be mostly absorbed by the seals. So Naruto could just become exponentially faster, and he could fight more effectively against the threat of the Otsutsuki. So fucking good, fucking exciting. She can increase her lung capacity temporarily with her advanced chakra control, in tandem with seals to increase it further, so she can hold her breath longer and perform more powerful jutsu. For example, a fire style, she's able to increase her lung capacity and her chakra just within that area of her body. She can perform more advanced and more powerful jutsu. She can create an advanced scroll where perception of time is slowed down, so she can see greater progress in a shorter amount of time, especially so it would replicate the effects of the hyperbolic time chamber in Dragon Ball Z. She can create an environment where theoretically it would challenge a shinobi to become exponentially stronger in a shorter amount of time. Because she would have advanced genjutsu, she would be capable of ensnaring multiple opponents while expanding a relatively small amount of chakra. So fucking good, mate. And in tandem with that, she could just theoretically use her advanced skills for sealing jutsu and paralysis attacks. She could theoretically create stronger barrier jutsu, so she could just further enhance it with seals on her hands or feet, or with scrolls that she would have made in tandem with this theoretical expert. So impressive, and she can just use genjutsu scrolls to put somebody in labour under a pregnancy under genjutsu, so they don't experience the ultimate pain of a woman, which is said to be childbirth. But I can't say personally because I haven't experienced it myself. They can be used in advanced operations in conjunction with anesthesia. So as a medical ninjutsu, if you can stop fucking labour, you're going to be thinking, yes, I fucking did it. I'm a great medical ninja. I fucking revolutionized the ninja world. Give me my respects, lads. I am top dog here. Pay drinks for me for the next 2 to 3 years, because that's how good it is. So you'll be owing Sakura drinks for the next 2 to 3 years. She can place seals on patients, so she can experience her patient's symptoms and diagnose them quickly and then treat them better. As a result of this, she can treat little known ailments or unknown ones with some knowledge that was previously unknown, only touched upon slightly, because she has experienced the symptoms directly herself, which would revolutionize the shinobi world. The seals would be on her patients, like attached to her like patient's mind and to the nervous system, and in tandem she could just do the same with her. She could place a seal on her and Sasuke's mind and Sarada's or Chia's mind, so she and him can perceive each movement's perception and jutsus, and so they can combine them more effectively. She could just attach it to the prefrontal cortex. She could just perceive enemy attacks like the 6 parts of pain. Alternatively, Sasuke could just use an advanced genjutsu to replicate those effects. She could use her advanced chakra control in tandem with chakra scrolls, where she could just perform hand signs, put a hand down on the scrolls, and a large amount of chakra is released in the body. And with a seal on the body to store the excess chakra, she could perform an advanced style of transformation jutsu, where she shrinks down to a size far less than a pin, and she can just perform internal ear operations, and she could just shrink herself down or to a certain size necessary to perform those operations, especially with the advanced cybernetics and the advanced cyborgs and technology in regards to robots that we're seeing within Naruto nowadays. So pretty good in that. She could use her advanced chakra control to find sensitive points, to interrogate a victim without hurting them, to get information quicker. So for example, terrorist attacks, she could just do the opposite. For like if you're feeling depressed or if you're feeling tired, she could just basically just hit your chakra points with a refined and concentrated point of chakra control, and she'll be able to just revitalize your like bloody nervous system and your body and mind. So if you've been fighting for 3 days straight, and if you were working directly with Sakura, you would have the ability to almost fight to like full potential basically. She could consume QB chakra pills, which we see in the Sakura Hidden novels, which could replicate the effects of the Six Tails QB cloak of Kurama, and she could absorb the excess energy and store them in seals. She could basically do the same with Naruto. She could be like, "Hey Naruto lad, I would like you to give me some of that delicious Kurama chakra. I have advanced chakra control, so I could just basically refine Kurama's chakra and my chakra, store it within the seal so it doesn't degrade, and I could just build up my chakra every day to a point where I could fight against the threat of the Otsutsuki." And Naruto lad would be like, "Sure, Sakura girl, just be the best medical ninja, just be the revolutionary shinobi you can be greater than any Kage I've seen, except for myself, and keep up the good work, I appreciate you." That's what Naruto would say. Then Sakura could theoretically master Toad Sage Mode, and she could also additionally put a seal on her hand and master a stronger version of the Rasengan, just using that advanced juicy chakra control we talked about earlier. In tandem with the seal to concentrate and refine the jutsu, she could create a smaller variant of the Rasengan, packed with a substantially greater amount of power, which would be greater than even Naruto's in Sage Mode due to that juicy chakra control. Or she could just use a larger variant, which would still require some of that advanced chakra control, to create a larger version of the Rasengan, which is easier to use and requires less concentration. So I think you can appreciate Sakura for her potential. I think you can appreciate Sakura for what she can do. Just ask Kishimoto to do his best if he ever mentions Sakura in the future. Send my kind regards. Stay safe. Have a happy life. And think about the common human people, lads. Thank you, my good friends.